So today we're in the subreddit small business. This is from Lucy_Scotty, who says, thinking of bringing on my friend as my first hire. He's a great dev and we vibe well. Feels like an easy win. That's just the title.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I keep hearing stories of friendships destroyed by startup stress, equity fights, or mismatched effort. Not sure I want to risk our relationship if things go sideways. A contractor seemed like the safer bet, especially with clean boundaries, no string, less mess. Anyone here go the friend route and make it work? Would love to hear what actually played out for you all. Me or you?
Larry just texted, thank you.
Oh,
He was like, had a blast
did he
last
hear
night.
us?
Yeah,
Are we live?
I don't know.
Are we live? I'm not
I was
aware
like,
of.
I was like, that was so weird that we literally got done. He
That's
just
so
texted.
weird. That is weird. All right.
But
So I tell people all the time, you don't get into business. You don't do business with friends or family. I know. It's and
it,
so here. Okay. So
yeah.
here's me. Okay. Because I did this before. I got into a business with a couple of friends who at the time we were like this. We were
Mm-hmm.
super close, and yeah, that exactly what he described. Exactly what happened. By the end of my departure, we weren't on speaking terms. And to this day, I feel horrible about it. Like a lot of it was me. I will absolutely take responsibility for it. But there just it felt at times like it was two. There was three of us. There was two against one. A lot of times is what it felt like to me. Looking back, maybe there was some of that. But when you're in the moment and you feel like there is mismatched effort, you feel like, well, my time is more valuable than somebody else's. Now I didn't feel like that, but one of the other partners did, and I took that as a personal insult. I shouldn't have. We should have talked it out. I guess getting older, you get wiser too.
Correct.
But no, that stuff's bound to happen. And the problem is when it happens, not only is the business relationship over, but the personal relationship is over. And
Mm-hmm.
I've learned over the years, I would rather sacrifice the business side of things and keep the personal side because the personal relationships are harder to come by. It's easy to get into a business relationship. It's about
Right.
money, but the personal relationships, people that you know and trust, people that you know will have your back, those are very, very, very hard to find. And I'd rather not have the business relationship and keep the personal relationship.
So I'll put this out as an example, right? So you now hire your best friend in, and then you hire one more person, and that person ends up being better at the work than your friend. And now there's a grudge between your best friend and your best employee. Whose side are you going to pick?
Yeah.
Right?
Or let's say your best friend, the job they're doing is you realize now that the job they're doing isn't up to par.
Mm-hmm.
It should be significantly better. You have the talk with them and they don't get better.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fire them?
Right.
You want to fire your
Yeah.
friend? Want to see how that works out?
And same thing, you have a deadline due,
Yeah.
and you're going to have to pull an all-nighter. Are you going to be upset that your best friend isn't there with you?
Because they're out partying because they're 28.
Correct. Because it's just a job to
Yeah,
them, right?
to them it's just a job. Maybe. Yeah.
Right. But there are so many things, like I'm not a never go into business with friends or family. But if you do it, understand the terms of employment
Yeah.
very well. Like understand where that line is. Because wait till you get a load of this one. So I used to be my grandfather's boss.
Oh, I love that. Go ahead.
And no, no. Um, so at the time, I had just moved back to Iceland,
Mm-hmm.
and I got hired in as a warehouse manager. Well, my grandfather was a driver for the company, so I managed all the drivers and delivery routes,
Okay.
including my grandfather. Well, because I had just moved back from another country, I also happened to be living with my grandparents at the time temporarily because I was looking for a place to stay.
Sure.
So I was living with my grandfather, riding in with him in the morning, and then had to boss him around during the day to then ride home with him in the afternoon, right? And I can tell you, and it gets better. His son, my uncle, was both of our boss. So his son was his top boss and his grandson was his intermediary boss.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I always remember, like, it was fine 99% of the time.
Yeah.
99.5% of the time, it was great. But I remember there was something that came up, and my uncle pulled all of us in and went bonkers because we screwed something up, right? Like, it was partially on me, it was partially on the delivery drivers.
Yeah.
Um, and I always remember my grandfather stood up at the end of that meeting and goes, "You cannot talk to me like that because you're my son." Right?
Ooh, this is the office, though, man.
Right. But, once again, it was fine 99.5% of the time.
Right.
It was just that one moment. And it was the first time I ever saw like a crack in that work versus personal. It was
Hmm.
the only time I ever saw that like true crack
Yeah.
where I was like, ooh, like now their relationship was still good and all that. And like they talked it
Yeah.
out. But I can't imagine, like, it was hard enough for me having to like tell my grandfather what to do, right? Like I had to dance around how I talked to him
Right.
versus some of the other drivers and stuff. Would I say never do it? No. Just know what you can and cannot do, what you can and cannot say, know where the limits are. Like I had a rule just personally that the moment we left and got in the car, I would not talk to him about work ever.
I like that.
Right? Like unless he brought it up, I would answer it, but I never discussed work outside of because like we drove in together. I lived with him. I wasn't going to say, "Oh yeah, by the way, tomorrow we got to." No, 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 no. I had to make that separation very clear.
Hmm.
And I don't know whether it was me doing it deliberately or that he was doing it as well. But like it never became an issue outside of like if we had a disagreement about a route to take or something at work, that stayed at work. The moment we got in the car, we were done. No conversations about work.
Man, I get it. And that I guess that can work. One of the concerns I've always had is not so much like doing business with family, but even hiring like extended. So in other words,
Mhm.
a friend of like I don't know my brother's no not
So,
married now, but like my real good friend's girlfriend or something like that needs a job, and I'm going to give her a job. What if I got to fire her, man?
so,
That's going to cause a problem in the friendship. It
so,
really, no matter how much you plan beforehand, no matter
mhm.
how much you say, hey, here's what everyone's agreeing to. You
Yeah.
fire somebody, it is doesn't matter. It's a
So,
personal insult. I'm sorry, go ahead.
so that same grandfather, that same uncle, and
Yeah.
another uncle, I remember right before I ended up actually leaving there to do something else. I was sitting at my uncle's house, and my grandfather and my other uncle show up, and they're having a conversation about buying a business, three of them together. And I always remember sitting there saying, "Are you guys sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
Like, is this worth more? Like, what if something goes wrong?" And they're like, "Oh, no, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine." It took all of 4 years, and none of those family members speak anymore.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, they, the distribution of work around the business, who did what, um, was uneven. So some wanted to get paid more, some wanted to get paid less. It just like you saw the situation. It was like watching someone in quicksand, right? Like you're seeing everything sink and there's nothing you can do without stepping in it. And yeah, it ended up going really, really badly because the roles weren't very clearly defined before going into it. Um, they hadn't defined what would happen if one of them left, right?
Mm,
They hadn't defined what work each person should do. They hadn't defined how much money each person was supposed to pull out
yeah.
of the business. Like there were just all these things that like it was all the oh yeah, it's going to be great owning a family business
I,
and then
I
it all went sideways.
I see it all the time. I mean, I have clients all the time come in with their best friends. Hey, we're starting a business together. I'm like, that's awesome. Let me lay it out for you. The first thing I tell them is, you two are getting married, or three
Mm-hmm.
or four. You're getting married because that's what this is. You are getting married because it's just like
Yeah.
that. All right. You are going to be closer to each other than you've ever been before, and you might not like what you see. And then I bring out the questionnaires. And for when people are getting together and partnering up, whether it's corporations or LLCs or or partnerships or what have you, it's generally the same types of questions. And we'll be sitting there sometimes for 2 hours
Oh
going
yeah.
over questions. And so I've been in multiple situations, not a lot, but multiple situations where they got up from the table and said, you know what, we can't do this. Because one person's vision of an answer to a question, the other one's like, I would never want to do that. I'd never
Yeah.
agree to that.
Yeah.
But they hadn't considered it before.
Correct.
And now that the question's there in front of them, like, oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I think we should do this. No, I would never do
Yeah.
that.
Right.
And then they agree, you know what, this probably isn't going to work out. And
Better
that
to do it
friendship
then.
is saved.
Yep.
The business might not happen or isn't happening, but the friendship is at least
Yeah.
saved. And and that happens all the time. And I have multiple times in the last, this is my 10th year as my law firm. Multiple times during my tenure here, I've had buddies get together and start a business elsewhere and then come to me because it's not working out. And it's usually one of them or two of them that come to me. Let's say it's three people that come to me and say, hey, my partner or partners aren't working out. What do I do? And of course, I only get their side of the story.
Correct.
And of course, their side of the story sounds like, yeah, this is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you ever do this? And then I hear from the attorney on the other side and I get that side of the story. And now the two pieces fit together and they're both wrong.
Right.
Or they both did things. It's never one-sided. They both did things it's going to ruin that relationship. And you were talking about, and like you said, you're talking about people that have been friends for 30 years, 40
Mhm.
years in some cases, and now families don't talk to each other. They don't talk to each other.
I have a rule whenever I look at entering into a business with someone is if I don't trust you enough to make all the decisions to run it and I can stay away, I'm not even going to consider it.
Yeah.
If I feel like I have to have any type of inkling of control in the business, day-to-day operations, I probably shouldn't be partnering with
Yeah.
you. Like
And-
that's my base level.
And I'm sure people are saying, "Oh, how hypocritical of you two sitting here doing a podcast together." We're not doing this for money, except for maybe
No.
some Arizona iced tea.
Well, that sponsorship's mine, by
It's
the
our
way, because
sponsorship.
you don't drink it.
We're not doing this for money. I really don't care if we ever make a dime doing this. I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to you and I learned so much from you. Hopefully you learned some stuff from me too, even though we've been in business for so many years, but I enjoy doing it. And
too.
that's why I do
It's the
this.
same reason, like, we put out any content.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was funny because I was sitting here a little while ago before we started recording, and I was thinking about something I told another entrepreneur because they were like, I want to get into social media marketing and start marketing my business, like using TikTok and Instagram and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, then just have one rule. Create more than you consume.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, what? I was like, spend more time creating
Yeah.
than you spend consuming. If you can do that, then you will have a chance of doing social media marketing well.
Yeah.
And because a lot of people don't understand that the act of just recording something often is the part that's the easiest and takes the least time.
Oh, it's the editing.
It's the editing.
Oh my gosh.
It's the content development, coming up with, like, what are you going to talk about? Like,
Right.
am I adding value to someone's life by saying the things I'm saying? Like, there's all these things that go into it. Like, this to me is the easiest form of content creation
Mhm.
because we're being fed questions and
Right.
all we have to do is answer
them,
right?
From our experience.
If
exactly.
you are creating content on your own, then a lot of times you're having to research the questions and figure out what would be interesting. Like, what do my clients frequently ask me? What are some things that people might want to know? And you could spend 3-4 hours brainstorming the content you want to make for the week. Then you got to figure out, okay, how am I going to present this?
Yeah.
Right? Because that's going to matter. That can make the difference between whether you get 170 views, 600 views, 6,000 or 6 million, right? And the thing is, a lot of people just focus on that, the 30-second clip they're making or their minute-long video. they don't see all the other work that happened.
Right.
Right. Like I often look at, I was talking to our editor about the PBT podcast,
Mhm.
the Patrick
Yeah.
Bet David, right? I think they said they had been putting out podcasts for, what was it, almost like 2 years before their podcast actually hit. And
Oh, wow.
it was all because of one short that reached like millions of people.
Yeah.
And they went from like a few hundred subscribers to like a few thousand subscribers literally overnight.
Overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like they didn't start it for the money. Like
Right.
they
Yeah,
were
and
losing
neither
money.
are we.
They were
I
losing money
enjoy
left
doing
and
it.
right. Yeah.
All right. So back to Lucy Scotty here.
Yeah.
Me personally, my recommendation would be make them a contractor. Have them do some work for you. Now, if in that course you find that, wow, we really work well together, then maybe have another discussion with them about partnering up. But you need to understand what partnering up means. Partnering up, you already
Well,
started. Well, go ahead.
he is saying that he wants to hire him, not make him a partner.
Oh, did I misread that?
Yeah. So he wants bringing my friend as my first
Oh,
hire.
hire. Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I had in my
And
head that it was a partner. Okay.
No. So hire is
Very,
a
very different, yeah.
way lower
Oh, yeah.
bar to
Right.
jump than partner.
But I
Right?
still like the idea of the contractor first.
Correct.
To see if the two of you work well together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And then if that works, then you can have the hiring conversation. But then you also have to have the conversation about, like, I would have the conversation right away about promotions, about salary, about pay increases, workload expectations, all of that before you start it, before you hire him, right? Just like you would with any other employee. Interview them as if you were interviewing any other employee.
Every comment here is saying what we said about not if you value your friendship. Basically, that's to summarize every comment. It's not if you value your friendship.
It's an easy win. It's also an easy loss.
Yeah, it is. So, what you could do is use your friend to help you hire somebody else. Since your friend has expertise in this, have your friend sit in on the interviews or interview the people himself. And then that way you'll have an idea of, is the person you're looking at any good?
Right.
Because you might not have expertise in that, and therefore you don't know if they're any good, if they're worth hiring.
Yeah.
So that's a way to maybe bring the friend in, throw him a few bucks for helping you out, and making him feel like he's a part of it without jeopardizing that relationship.
Yeah.
So that's always a possibility too.
Yeah. Weigh it. Is it worth the risk? Would you be upset if a year from now the work relationship goes sour and the friendship ends?
Yeah.
Would that hurt you more?
Yes.
Than not having him work for you?
Yes, absolutely. It would.
That's what it boils down
I mean,
to.
if you're asking this question, then this person is obviously a very good friend.
Yeah.
So it will hurt you more in the end. All right. So good luck to you, Lucy Scotty. Let us know how it works out. Let us know what you do. That's what the comments are for.
If you found this clip interesting, make sure to go listen to the full podcast. There's lots more content there.